Well, some people are saying the Seahawks are going to go 5-12. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Let's rock, and I'll explain about it. All right, what's going on, guys? My name's Antonio, and welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Today, we are talking about my team, the Seattle Seahawks. Now, after the recent hiring of Mike Macdonald at near the beginning of Super Bowl 58, there is now a lot of excitement in Seattle that there has been in recent years. And the Seahawks, they are growing. They have signed a lot of key pieces in the offseason, including Jonathan, Rashawn Jenkins, Jonathan Hankins, and also along with a few other pieces, including re-signing Leonard Big Cat Williams and bringing in a few new pieces. But probably the most notable on the draft side was Byron Murphy, because that man is a beast. So we're going to be going over all that, but before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's get this discussion underway. So, the Seahawks, I do believe, are going to be better than they were last season. If and I'm thinking they might potentially go 9-8 again, or maybe even 10-7. Because if we look at the Seahawks right now, their team is stacked top to bottom. You got an offense that has DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, JSN, Kenneth Walker III, and also along with Charbonnet, AJ Barner, Westover, who I think is going to be a starter, also along with Noah Fant, that's going to be back, and also along with Farrell Brown, which was a mysterious one. But anyways, their offense is going to be better with the new addition of Christian Haynes, because during his time in UConn, he only allowed one sack during his time up at UConn.
What? What?
Now, I don't know if it was during his last season with the Yukon Huskies or if it was during his entire career up at Yukon. But this guy, Christian Haynes, is going to help massively because he was really good for the Yukon Huskies in their run game. And the Seahawks are built on runs. I mean, you look at their two runners, Charbonnet and Walker, they are two really good pieces. Kenneth Walker, I have said this from the very beginning of when he came into the NFL. Now, I wasn't a YouTuber at the time when he was drafted, but this kid out of Michigan State is a star-studded talent. He can break past anybody. He can create gaps and get speed from the outside. And then Charbonnet is kind of like beast mode, which is also known as Marshawn Lynch, because he can power through the middle. He can get those extra yards that you need. And then also along with a few other pieces on their offense, I believe they're going to be a relatively good team because their offense is going to be different next season because of the new coordination under Ryan Grubb, and he is an air raid type of offense. I'm hoping they do more run game because that is an ultimate piece. But now I'm going to talk about the defense. The defense under now remember Mike Macdonald was a defensive coordinator as a part of the Baltimore Ravens, and he was one of the coaching candidates for the Seattle Seahawks, one of the top ones because of one reason. He beat both the Rams and the Niners during his time in Baltimore. He beat the Rams in a close game against them in an overtime showdown, which they won on a kick return. And then in the game against the Niners, they looked like the that stole Christmas, for crying out loud, because of how many interceptions they had. They for real looked like the Grinch that stole Christmas. But anyways, this team has potential. The defense is gonna be better. and because of a few reasons. Their defensive line is stacked. And if you think about it, Uchenna Nwosu and Leonard Williams were not in the same snap during the part of the season. Because the reason that Leonard Williams came over to Seattle in the first place was because of Uchenna Nwosu's injury. Because he sustained one just before the trade deadline. And that's when Leonard Williams came in. I mean, I'm for really real wanting to see what these two can do together on the same field at the same time. And then you also bring in Byron Murphy, who is a beast and has already had a lot of comparisons to Aaron Donald, and also along with a secondary with Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant, Julian Love, and Rashawn Jenkins, and countless other names, including the rookies DJ James and Nehemiah Burchett. Now, lots of people have said that that was a bad choice of Nehemiah Burchett and DJ James. One of these two, I don't remember which one of these two. One of them were the best corners of the SEC. They were the best in like zone coverage. They were best in really good coverage. One of them only allowed 12 catches during his time up in Auburn. And this defense has potential. He and Mike Macdonald has had a lot of potential because he has had the defense. He was an ultimate piece for the Ravens because they were the number one defense in the NFL. They were number one in rush defense. They were number two in pass defense. They were one of the best defenses in the National Football League last year. Now this is Baltimore Ravens, not Seahawks. Baltimore Ravens. What Mike Macdonald can bring is a defensive minded coach. And remember, Pete Carroll was a defensive minded coach. They won a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to win a Super Bowl this year because they're in a rebuild mode. I'm realistic. I'm not like a Cowboy fan that goes out there and smashes TVs and also just goes full on berserk after a playoff loss. I've always believed that the Seahawks are only one thing away from being a real contender. But we'll, of course, wait and see what happens. Maybe potentially it will be Sam Howell in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised if Howell got the starting job in the next few years. I mean, we'll see what happens, but the Seahawks, they're going to be better than they were last season. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys think that the Seahawks are a really good, are a sneaky team? But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.